Okay, here's your next warm-up. I want you guys to attempt this. Do the best that you can. Eyes on me. I'm going to walk us through this one. Make sure you take notes on this. So, here is the only rule when dividing with decimals. The divisor cannot have a decimal. The dividend can. The divisor cannot. So how can I get rid of the decimal in my divisor? Chris?
You take away the decimal. You move it to the left by...
I move it to the... like this? That's the left.
To the right.
To the right. So I move it. Perfect. And then...
Move the dividend also to the right.
So I move it all the way?
No.
How many times?
As many times as you did to the...
Yes, Chris is exactly right. You move the same amount, regardless of what that amount is. The dividend, it can still have a decimal. We can't move it more times. Same amount of bunny hops. And now we never put the decimal, we never hop back. That decimal just goes right up to the top. Now let's look at that. How many times does 9 go into 1? How many times? 0. How many times does 9 go into 17? Fingers up. Fingers up. How many times does 9 go into 17? 1 time. What is 17 minus 9? Who knows? Shiley? No. What is Emmett? 8. We bring down this 1. How many times does 9 go into 81? Liana? 9 times with an even 81. So what's our answer then? What's our answer, Kyle?
1.9.
1.9. So, this is important. Take this down. Note, you move both the divisor and the dividends decimals the same amount of places. The same amount of places. But the divisor can't have a decimal. The dividend can. And write that example. Don't solve that example because I just made one up. I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It won't work out nice. I just did something like that. But show your work. Write the example. Let's see. Try this one. Try this one. Try this one. Let's look at this problem. What's our first step? What's our first step with the new hand? What's our first step with the new hand? Sophia, what's our first step? We move our decimal over. Excellent. And that's all we do, right? No? What do we do, Olivia? Yes, every number has a decimal. If it doesn't, it's just at the end. And what do I do now? I move it over, and I put a 0. Great job. Really quick, showing our fingers. How many times does 4 go into 5? 1 time. We do the subtraction. What is 5 minus 4? Fingers up. 1. We bring down the 2. How many times does 4 go into 12? Our fingers. 3 times. Hey, that's an even 12. Great, so I'm done, right? No? What do I have to do?
Yeah.
I bring the 0 down. How many times does 4 go into 0?
0.
And where does my decimal go?
In the middle of the...
Right here?
No, in the middle. No, in the... Yeah.
No. Where does it go?
The 1 and the 3.
But, so he says that it goes here. Who agrees? No. Where does it go, Urine? It goes here?
Yeah.
No! Where does it go, Liana? Yes, because that's where we ended our bunny hop, at the end of the 0. So, for practice, you do 3 out of these questions.